Hey, and welcome back to our pre-production series. This is the second part of our shot listing episode. Today we're going to take an existing script, turn it into a shot list, and then go on set to actually shoot the scene. So let's dive in. In this video, we are going to walk you through the process of creating a shot list from scratch. As a reference, we're going to shot list a short scene called The Pen. If you haven't seen it, click here to check it out. Alright, so let's break down what happens in the story. In this scene, we start with a character named Jamie who is sitting in the conference room. Then his coworker Pat walks in and sits down. They both reach out for the pen at the same time, but there's only one. They get in a tussle and then an all-out brawl. It escalates pretty fast and Jamie breaks Pat's neck. Yeah, so Jamie puts the pen in his pocket, but as he does, an intern walks in. Catches Jamie red-handed, they lock eyes, and a final shot on the pen, and roll credits. You're using Studio Binder to create the shot list and storyboard. It's free to get started and we will make your life much easier. Check it out. So you're looking at my shot list for the project. To give us a visual reference, I asked someone to stand in for all three characters and snap these photos. In Act 1, we see our first character Jamie sitting in a conference room by himself. He's joined by Pat and there's an awkward conversation. I was thinking about covering this part in 4 shots. First, we will start with a wide shot to establish the conference room. You generally want to establish geography at the start of a scene. This is referred to your master shot. We will keep it on eye level, like most of the shots actually, since this gives us the most natural feel. If I selected a low angle or high angle, it would be making a statement about Jamie, but I don't really want to build any assumption just yet. Static shots on sticks will be my main choice for almost the entire film. So once I do switch it up, the change will be noticeable and draw more attention to the shot. Now I want to cover Pat's entrance in a medium shot so we see enough of him. But this time I want to establish some authority or danger, so we're going to shoot it from a low angle, a classic power shot. The shot will tilt down with Pat as he sits until the camera becomes eye level, which means Pat and Jamie are now in opposition and equally matched. The next 2 shots are basic coverage, as we say, which means we will cover the scene in different angles, but we don't need to change shots throughout this part of the scene, as the actors are stationary versus moving through the space, which would require changes in setups. Alright, so 1 medium shot on Pat and 1 on Jamie, same settings, but what's important to me here is that the characters are staying centered with the eyeline slightly off camera. You may be familiar with highly stylized straight-on symmetrical shots if you've seen Wes Anderson movies, for example. To me, it gives the scene an awkward feeling, which I'm trying to achieve here as the situation our characters are in simply calls for it.
It's between you and me?
Yeah, I heard that they were downsizing.
Let's move on to Act 2. Both characters notice the pen on the table. This leads to the fight under the table where Pat eventually dies. Here we will need a bit more coverage. Let's start with a close-up on eye level on the pen as it's a story-relevant detail. To cover the wrestling action above the table, we will use a medium-long shot. That way we can follow the action clearly when both characters reach out for the pen at the same time. To be clear in my shot list, I'm going to specify this as a 2-shot, which means 2 subjects will be in the same frame. Once the pen flicks out of Pat's hand, it will first hit the table and then the floor. Here I will grab 2 close-up shots. One when the pen hits the table on eye level, static, and then the other one on the ground in a high angle to sort of match the actor's eyeline. Next is our wide shot as the characters move under the table. It's the same as the opening shot of the film, but I want to shoot it on a jib arm to move the camera vertically. This is called a pedestal shot, and the camera will be moving down. Now to our fight scene. I will grab a shot of Jamie and another one of Pat, both medium close-ups, and I will shoot low angle and high angles and vary between them in the edit whenever I want to add a power shift later. I will use some tilts for those 2 shots, and let's make a change in equipment here. This time I'm going handheld to build the energy and visually communicate chaos as things are getting out of control. Oh, by the way, if you want to dive deeper into various kinds of camera movements and their effects on storytelling, check out our filmmaking techniques series right here. Alright, moving on. Now poor Pat is dead. Jamie has the pen and gets back to his seat. I want to get the same pedestal shot here as before. The only difference here is the camera moves up instead of down. Finally, the last act, Act 3. Jamie goes to write but finds out the pen has no ink, and then the intern walks in. So let's grab an insert of the pen to clearly show the viewer the pen was not worth the effort. Remember, I want to keep things centered and symmetrical, so I'm thinking about a close-up, overhead shot here. I may not be able to shoot this on stick since the tripod will get in the way, but I can think of alternatives like going handheld and stabilizing it in post. I might need to make some adjustments here on set, so I will leave it for now. For the intern, I will reuse the same medium shot as when Pat walked in. So this way we can just shoot both medium shots back to back on set.
Does anyone want something to drink?
Next we're going to grab the intern's POV in a medium shot when he notices the corpse. This will be a tilt as he looks down, and I will stick with handheld to give it a jittery, nervous feeling. Jamie's reaction shot will be the same as the medium close-up in the beginning of Act 1. It's kind of a callback and implies, here we go again. And here's our final shot of the film. A close-up on the intern's face moving down to reveal the pen in his chest pocket. Since I want to freeze frame on the pen for the credit roll, I will use a pedestal shot down with the jib so we can get on eye level with the pen. So now we basically turned our script into a shot list. And before we go on set and actually shoot it, we need to do one last step, which is grouping our shots into setups. So number one, we have our master wide. And we're also going to pick this up later for our pedestal shot on the jib arm. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shoot the pedestal shot first on the jib, and I'm going to use the same shot as the static shot for our master wide. And from there we just move our way closer to our medium shot when they grab the pen, and then later the close-up shot of the one pen in the cup holder. So now we get everything from the same axis, we don't need to change lighting or anything else. From there I want to cover Jamie's coverage, but not only his but also the intern's coverage, because we're on the same angle and we basically use like the same shot size as well. So we're going to group those together here. And then we're going to flip the entire world around and shoot Jamie's coverage. And now when we're done with this, we want to move everything under the table, which means a lot of lighting changes. So from there, I'm going to have these two shots on Jamie and Pat. We're going to grab those and bundle them together. And then from there, we basically only have 4 shots left, which is the intern's POV shot of Pat's feet. And then we just have our 3 close-up shots of the pen. When the pen hits the table, when it hits the ground, and when Jamie's trying to write with it. For this, you basically don't even need your actors, since it's just a close-up of the pen. So you can send them home, get your last shots, and you're done. So now we basically have everything we need. We have a full populated shot list, and we grouped everything into setups, so we will be really efficient during the shoot. So now, let's begin the fun part. Alright guys, so I got our shot list all printed out here. This is our set, our conference room. We have our actors Cyrus and Mike over here. We're gonna go through the shot list and see what we get. Got our master wide shot here. Since we shot in 4K and we're gonna go out in 1080p, we can just punch in and get the same shot here. We do a quick little change here in the shot list. We don't want to change the setup right now because it requires more like moving lights and actors. So we're gonna do the last shot of the pen, which is a close-up. Cut, got it. We got our close-up shot. So we're gonna do our pedestal shot, but instead of using the jib arm, because we don't have space enough here to use it, we're actually gonna go and use a Ronin, which is a gimbal. Cutting. Thank you so much. That's the pen. We can cross those shots out. So in our shot list, we have Pat's coverage first, and then we're gonna go to Jamie's coverage. The thing though is our actor who plays the intern is not here yet. So we can go ahead and shoot Jamie's coverage first.
I have kids!
Action. Cut, great. Loved it. So now let's do a quick breakdown here. We got Cyrus coverage right here, so we cross those out. For now, I'm gonna flip the world over to Pat's coverage. And camera's rolling.
I have a kid! I don't have kids. I just bought a new car!
Cut. We got the medium close-up of Pat. All we need now is actually Pat walking in and dealing with the chairs, which is a medium shot right here. Right after that, we're gonna fly out Pat and fly in the intern and get the very same shot size, so we don't need to change anything, we just need to change the actor. We really just need the POV. After our POV shot, we're gonna move the world under the table, grab 2 shots, and we wrap out the actors, grab our inserts after, and we are all done. So this is officially the wrap. We got around 20 shots in 3 hours or so, and this shot list really helped me to get a clear head, know exactly what coverage I need, and move strategically throughout the entire shoot. So I think these guys did an amazing job. We're gonna bring this to the edit, and let's watch the film right after. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode on shot listing. I use Studio Binder's shot listing feature to streamline your entire pre-production. So now I'm curious how you would have shot the scene of the pan. So if you click on the link in the description, you can use Studio Binder for free and create your own shot list. Send us the link in the comments and we will give you a shout out in all social media. And don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon to learn more about pre-production. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.